Hello, guys. I haven't posted anything for quite some time, so I thought I would get back on the bandwagon and start preaching trumpet again. Um, this segment is going to deal with the differences between upstream and downstream, and I'm going to demonstrate it to you through playing the Star Spangled Banner. It really doesn't make a difference. My advice is to go with what God has given you as far as your own facial structure. Go with what is most natural for you. Always allowing the sound to be your guide. If you decide that you want to be an upstream player suddenly and you've got a huge overbite, you're going to be getting that jaw out to the point where it's completely painful and possibly dangerous to your health. You can get TMJ syndrome, where your jaws don't quite fit into the socket right, and you'll have problems chewing this and that. It's best to go with what God has given you, the actual facial structure that you were born with, inherent at birth through your DNA process. You can become a virtuoso downstream or upstream. The important thing is how you utilize your airstream, and in supporting the air in the alignment of the vibrating aperture. As long as all that is happening, you'll be able to ride the airstream or resist the air and play in an efficient manner. So I'm going to go ahead now and demonstrate to you the two different ways of approaching the trumpet versus upstream versus downstream. You'll see that the upstream embouchure will have a lower placement on the top lip, maybe 1/3, 2/3. That's the way I play most of the time. And the downstream embouchure, which gives me a broader, bigger sound, is usually a little bit higher placement, and the underbite, the jaw, is a little bit below the top teeth. But you'll see it in the video, and you'll see how the differences in the sound. The upstream embouchure seems to give me a brighter, more focused sound, whereas the downstream embouchure will give me a broader sound. And this makes me a bit of a musical chameleon. However, I do not advise playing with both. I do not advise changing your placement on the chops. You need to keep your placement as a constant. I'm just a rare bird who can do both. But be careful. Just go with what is natural for you. Check it out. Now, this first demonstration will be done with a downstream embouchure. Check it out. Okay, this time I'm going to play that same phrase within the Star Spangled Banner, but I'm going to play it with an upstream embouchure set. Let's just see if you can see and hear the difference. I just want to add a little bit of information in that it is impossible for you to tell which way somebody is directing their air within the trumpet embouchure without the use of a embouchure visualizer, which is a mouthpiece that has a cutout so that you can actually see what is going on behind the rim. It's an important point. Don't make the assumption that just because your horn is pointing down that you are a downstream player. You could be playing upstream. Vice versa. It depends on the tolerances here and the jaw. It also depends on utilizing the jaw as a rudder, being able to steer the air. So there you go. So mouthpiece visualizers are an important tool on this topic. I just wanted to mention to you that I have written a trumpet method called A Trumpet Legacy, and it explores the methodology of my mentors, who were Cat Anderson, Roy Stevens from the Costello method, Carmine Caruso, Harold Mitchell, and of course Claude Gordon. And I've designed 22 different lessons, 185 pages, of Maggio Claude Gordon style routines that will teach you jazz theory, because it shows you the actual chord symbol, shows you the elements of the chord, shows you the sound of the chord via embedded MP3s, as well as the probable scale to play over the chord, all within a Maggio Claude Gordon style workout, sort of like Claude's systematic approach. I think you're really going to enjoy it, and you can order it at www.trumpetlegacy.com. Guys, thanks for listening. I hope you've learned something, and stay tuned for more posts.